The drought has seemingly ended. We finally got our teaser of the upcoming DLC from Total War Warhammer 2, or Creative Assembly for that matter. They were saying that it's probably going to be coming in mid to late September timeframe, but it looks like we'll be getting that teaser right here at the very early beginning portion of September/end of August. Now, in the past, what's typically done is they've released some sort of letter or something hinting towards what the DLC is going to be as far as the participants and so on and so forth. And then typically the trailer comes out a day or two after that teaser. So here is our teaser. A torn poster in probably Altdorf or the Reichman as a whole, and it says "Hunters Wanted." Fancy a fine voyage of beyond the borders of Reichland. Treasures and trophies await for all that can track troublesome beasts in the jungle. Adventure for the fearless and soon to be wealthy. Sign up today. Now, if I were to be a gambling man, I would put all of my money and then all of your money on the Reich Marshal. I think this is Markus Wulfhart, the Lord of the Empire that is a hunter. And you can see kind of here, you can see his foppish hat, which we'll take a look at in just a second here. And I've already done a lore video on him going into the extensive lore on this individual character. But where are they going? What's the other portion of this DLC? Is this DLC just going to be Empire? Probably not. That's not how they're ever done. But we're seeing treasures and trophies await for all that can track troublesome beasts in the jungle. That naturally leads me to believe it might be Lizardman. Again, we were hot off the heels of the last DLC, which had Skaven and Lizardmen. So I think we're going to be seeing Empire and Lizardmen, or something else in Lustria. I mean, there are some other candidates here, such as Dark Elves, as Skaven. But when I think of troublesome beasts, I don't think of those two races in conjunction with jungles. If I'm thinking of beasts and the snow, then yeah, sure, I'm thinking of Dark Elves. Or if I'm just thinking of disgusting creatures of the night that skitter, scatter, and shit all over the place, then I'm thinking of rats and Skaven. So my money right now is currently on an Empire and Lizardman DLC. So let's take a look real quick. I'm going to switch on over here to Markus Wulfhart, the Hunt Marshal. I said Reich Marshal. I'm sorry. The Hunt Marshal of the Empire. Reich Marshal is right here. Nope, right here. No, right here. Kurt Helborg. So Markus Wulfhart here is going to be a different approach than what we typically see with our Empire characters, right? We've got typical Lord-style characters where they're very heavily armored. They do a lot of damage when you take a look at Karl Franz or Todd Deathbringer, which doesn't do the most damage, but he does kind of hold the line. Empire captains and generals as a whole are very stalwart and are actually very tanky and do quite a bit of damage. Now, taking a look at Markus Wulfhart, though, we're going to be getting a different type of character. You can see here, and we won't go into all of his lore. I'll save that for the video I've already done on him. You can take a look at that. You can see that he has a trait called Monster Hunter. Well, there you go. And he has the most foppish hat of all time. And if this is an actual bit of true lore that I swear to God I didn't just make up on the spot, the larger your feather in the Empire, the more important and the giganticer the dick you have. And that's right, I said giganticer. So going through his special rules here, Wulfhart's Hunters, which are a special unit of the Huntsman unit in the Empire Army book. Huntsmen are kind of an interesting, or what I would say in an interesting situation compared to what they've done with Total War Warhammer. You already have Empire crossbowmen and you have Empire handgunners. Does having a bow unit really make a lot of sense in an army that already has a quote-unquote bow unit through its crossbowmen and a AP unit through its handgunners? I'm interested to see how they would translate Huntsman into this game. If I were to think about it, they'd probably be something like a Diet Deepwood Scouts, in that they would have Vanguard, they would have Stock, they would of course have a pretty decent range bow on them. They didn't have great range bows in the game, but I think they want to make them something diverse in Total War Warhammer, so to say maybe like a 140 range, something like that. And in addition, they'd probably be able to shoot in a 360 radius around them, probably have some sort of anti-large if they're geared towards being anti-large beasts, in this whole scale of Empire hunting larger monsters. And really this plays very well into what we just saw. Looking for hunters, huntsmen, the Hunts Marshal of the Empire. So my money right now is on Markus Wulfhart, and I've already seen a lot of comments of people leaving videos on other portions of my channel saying Markus Wulfhart's been confirmed, and we don't know 100%, but I think we know about 95% that he's pretty much there. We got the hat, we got the hunt. I mean, there's not much else that you could do here. If they were to pull a fastball, I don't know who the hell else they could use, because like we've seen so far, Marius Lietdorf, Ludwig Schwarzhelm, and also Kurt Helborg are three vastly different characters that have nothing to do with hunting large beasts in the jungle. And also as a part of his lore, he goes all over the place. So take a look at the video on this guy. It'll be linked at the end of this video, and you can get a good idea of who Markus Wulfhart is. I do also go into all these special abilities, his magic items, and how that could be translated to the game. So we talk about that in that video. So take a look at that at the end of this one. Now, there is another portion of this DLC, and that is, of course, the speculation right now that it could be Lizardmen. So let's take a look at the Lizardman Army book. You know, we've already got Kroq-Gar, we've already got Lord Kroak, and we also have Lord Mazdamundi. We also have Tic-Tac-Toe as well as 10-in-1. So really, who do we have left? Well, we've got Gorok, the great white lizard, and I think that's the fan favorite right here. Most people want to see Gorok or Nakai the Wanderer, which actually isn't in this book. He is not in any of the more recent 7th and 8th edition Lizardman book. I think the last book he was in was maybe 6th. And on top of that, he kind of lives on through little supplemental rules throughout White Dwarf. But Nakai the Wanderer is a Kroxagar of the Lizardmen, a special character, Kroxagar. And he actually is he's a cut above normal Kroxagar. He's not kind of a stupid oaf who doesn't really know what he's doing. He's very, very self-aware, and he's very intelligent. Last we really actually see of him is in Albion. Part of the Shadows over Albion campaign, he makes his way there to head to the abandoned temple city that exists up in Albion. So he is a contender. Gorok, I think, is one of the bigger fan favorites, and one that I think a lot of people want to see, especially because when you look at 10-in-1, you get a melee hybrid character. When you look at Mazdamundi and Kroak, you get caster characters. So I think Gorok would be a nice, good, pure melee character to add to the game that kind of is different than Kroq-Gar. Maybe he would focus a little bit more so on being a tankier character versus Kroq-Gar, which is a little bit more of a, not necessarily a glass cannon, but a little less tanky than what I would assume Gorok to be. You know, that's his kind of lore. He can fight through hordes and hordes of things and still exist. Now, you also have Chacox, the Eternity Warden. He is a special character temple guard, basically. It's more than just simply a temple guard. But essentially, this guy kind of already exists in the game through special items. You can kind of build this guy in the same way that you can build Prince Imric of the High Elves. His Star Lance, his Dragon Armor, or his Horn, I think it is, and his armor are all in the game presently, so you can still make an elf prince that's the same character. Chacox, I think, is a little bit lower on the totem pole. While both these characters are hero characters, Chacox just doesn't have as kind of a wide-spanning lore. There's not many reasons why he would leave the temple city that he is guarding. That's kind of his big thing, is, you know, he guards the Eternity Chamber of Zlan Hopek. That's why he is called the Eternity Warden. So there's no reason for him to leave. Doesn't make a lot of sense for him from a lore perspective to be a character. And then our other one here is Teto Echo, which is an astromancer of the constellations. What the hell does that mean? It means it's a caster skink character. Now, these are just the two characters I think would make the most sense as DLC characters. Would be either Teto Echo to add skink priests to a lord choice for Lizardmen, or Gorok to just make for a different and a melee-centric lord. Again, you could put Nakai. That would put a very different kind of spin on the way that Lizardmen are currently done. But I think it might be a bit of a stretch, unless they wanted to go down the Albion path. If they wanted to add in Albion and they wanted to go just balls deep on all the things that Albion includes, then yeah, Nakai is a shoo-in. But we don't have any indication of that happening. And again, it was a pretty kind of distant supplement that a lot of people have seemed to have wanted, but I'm not sure if there's enough to really flesh out. We'll see in the coming days here what happens. But there's so much excitement here drummed up, because if you also think of this, go back and let's go here. We've seen our formula through the FLC and DLC array. Okay, so we're getting an FLC Legendary Lord. We're getting an Old World update. And we're getting some old friends. So what does this mean? Is the Legendary Lord supposed to just be like this, like the Lord unit? Or they're saying it's like this? Basically, this is just covering strictly the FLC, right? So it looks to be in this DLC, we're not just simply going to get a Legendary Lord FLC. We're going to get whatever some old friends are. I think the current speculation, and the one I like the most, is that we're going to be seeing Gotrek and Felix. So maybe that FLC Lord will be another Empire character. Maybe it'll be another Lizardman character to flesh them out. I mean, we've seen Kurt Helleborg and all the other characters of the Empire that I would love to see in the game. So there's plenty of FLC options for Empire to just be popped right in here. And if some old friends is indeed Gotrek and Felix, then bam, we're all set. Old World update, it probably won't be Empire. Nope, probably not. Totally full of shit. I'm joking around. It's probably obviously going to be the Empire. If we see Markus Wulfhart on that poster and it's not the Empire, I'll take my monitor and throw it out my own window. And that's sad for me to say out loud. So guys, right now I am hyped up. I want to hear what you guys think about this speculation. What do you think the other race is going to be of this DLC? Do you think I'm right when I say Markus Wulfhart? Do you think I'm right when I think it's a Lizardman? Also, let me know what you think Some Old Friends and Legendary Lord FLC is. I want to hear what you guys think. I'm super jazz hands right now. But we've got plenty of goodies coming up on the channel. I got another Imperial Guard video for 40K fans coming out. And we got a big tournament on the horizon that I'll tell you guys more about in the near future. But if you are just tuning in this very instant, you might be able to catch my Flash tournament. That's going to be running at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go ahead and tune into that. It's going to be Falcon versus Yale Nale. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching here today. Have a good one and take care.